welcome back to another video. It's a little bit eerie in here. I got the lighting kind of different. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today. Oh yeah, they haven't met you yet.
Did they?
No, because the video that I did with you, it was ruined. This is Rain.
Hello.
Why didn't I say hello?
I don't know.
This is our title together. What was it? A Little Rain with Not a Care in the World.
Yes,
This
like
is us.
it.
This is us.
Fun fact, my fiance is her fiance's brother. Small world. It's great.
Okay, so we're going to be doing some scary story readings that we found on the No Sleep thread, I guess it would be, of Reddit. So let's get started. Okay, mine is called My Daughter's Last Phone Call. And it's kind of long, so hopefully I don't read too fast. When my daughter Gracie was accepted into college, I was filled with equal parts elation. She was at an age where I knew that I had to let her go and live on her own. But deep down, I never got over her leaving. I don't think any parent ever does. Thankfully, we keep in regular contact through Skype sessions, texts, and phone calls. It was during this time that my eyes were open to the wonders of technology. Despite the miles of distance between us, sometimes it felt like she never left. As you can imagine, I was more than happy to have her home for the holidays. I couldn't wait to hear all about her college experiences, how she was settling in, and just to see her outside a screen. "I'm almost at the bus terminal, Dad," she chuckled, the shuffle of luggage breaking over the line. "Stop worrying." "It's my civic duty as a parent to worry," I snorted. I could almost see her rolling her eyes at the tired old statement. Not when their kids are old enough to know not to do stupid things. "Oh, believe me, I did plenty of stupid things in college." Her laugh crackled in my ear. "Yeah, I bet you did, like car surfing or unironically listening to Wham!" Suddenly, all sound cut off, even the mute echo of her footsteps. I thought that the signal had been lost, until I heard her prolonged, quiet breaths. There was a flutter of anxiety inside me. "Gracie?" I heard her utter a muffled, "What the fuck?" under her breath. The flutter surged up in a tidal wave. "Gracie, honey, are you okay?" "Yeah, Dad, I'm fine. I just saw this really weird guy." I found myself leaning forward where I was sitting, my heart in my mouth. Every nightmare scenario I'd ever had regretting those words flashed through my mind with an unremitting speed. "Gracie, did he talk to you? Try anything?" "God, no. He was just standing there, under a streetlight, not moving. He was huge, the biggest guy I've ever seen in my life. He was wearing this big overcoat. I didn't see his face. His back was turned to the wall. He was taking a piss, or drunk, or something. He looks wet, like he's been walking in the rain." "Just keep walking and don't make eye contact," I told her. "You don't have to tell me twice," she scoffed. The next minute of banal conversation helped me ease out of the panicked parent mode, but the lump in my throat never subsided. Gracie just kept chatting about her campus life without missing a beat. She had an amazing ability to just let things slide off her back, just like her mother had done, and how I couldn't. Some might have called it overprotectiveness, but I just wanted her home more than ever. Honestly, I'm just dreading the results of the final. I think I did okay in all the others, but political science is where I crashed and burned. I mean, I tried, but it was all another language to me. "Gracie, you're overthinking things. I know you did great in all of them. Dad, I appreciate your confidence, but it's not going to help me pass this semester." It was just so good to hear her voice again after a long day that I barely noticed how her breathing became more hurried and footsteps taking up a quicker pace. I soon picked up on the sudden waver in her tone when she spoke again. "Dad, what bus am I getting again?" I quirked an eyebrow at this, a slight alarm growing. Gracie was usually more organized than I was. 8:15. Why?" "Are you sure there's no earlier buses?" "What? You really in that much of a rush to get back home?" I joked. "Just check," she snapped, before her voice slipped back into a more pleasing tone. "Please, Dad, just check online." It was then when I realized it wasn't just simple impatience. Something was terribly wrong. "Gracie, what's wrong?" "Dad," she swallowed. "It's the guy from before. He's back. I think he's following me." The aura of normality evaporated around me, replaced with a barely restrained terror. It was a moment from my wildest nightmares, now playing out in front of me. I think he's been following me since I saw him at the streetlight, she breathed. I don't know how he managed to catch up so fast with me. Just keep walking, I told her, trying to keep my own terror out of my voice. Don't look at him. Stick to areas where there's lights and people. So if he tries anything, you can scream for help. Keep the police on speed dial. I was trying to keep her calm, but I was a mess. Even as I said that, it was already past closing time for a lot of businesses in that city. It would have just been a random drunk wandering around in the dead of night. But I wasn't about to take that chance. I was just praying for her to find somewhere safe before anything could happen. Okay, she choked back another panicked breath. Where is he, Gracie? He's on the other side of the street. He's walking at the same pace as me, and he's just staring at me. He's not even blinking or anything. There were a few more moments of tepid breathing before a scream exploded in my ear. Fuck. I heard her fumble on the phone, almost dropping it to the ground. Her jogging pace had turned it into a full-on running. Gracie, please, what's happening? He's on the same street as me now. I don't know how. I didn't see him move. What the fuck? His face is all wrong. His eyes are too small and his mouth's too big. His skin looks like it's made out of wax, and he just keeps staring at me. She inhaled, her voice dropping to a whisper. He's just a few feet behind me. I don't know what he wants. Please, Daddy, I'm so scared. I don't know what to do. Her voice cracked on the last word, morphing into hyperventilating sobs that sounded like she was struggling to even breathe. My own tears softened my eyes at the sound of my daughter crying. I'd never heard her so terrified in her life, not even as a child. My whole body ached to be there with her, to protect her from whatever was following her. I repeated the mantra over in my mind. Please, God, let her get that bus. Let her get home alive. I'm here, Gracie. Stay on the line with me. Just keep walking. Don't let him know where you're headed. She hiccuped before taking in another sharp breath. Her feet took up a faster pace. I knew that he was after her again. I admit that neither of us were thinking straight in that moment, both too caught up in their own terror. I'd never felt so helpless in my life listening to her. Call the police! Call the police! I yelled into the receiver, but all I heard back was a low crackle of static. There was a clunking as Gracie lowered the phone. My heart froze, thinking she had ended the conversation until I heard her yell at her pursuer. I've called the police, asshole. I'm on the phone with them right now. They know where you are. After more tense silence, my daughter let out a nervous laugh. Gracie? He's gone, Dad. I think I lost him. We found ourselves both exhaling. English. We found ourselves both exhaling, almost simultaneously in relief, the aftershock still embedding through our adrenaline-fueled systems. Where are you now? She sucked air through her teeth. Outside a coffee shop. There's light and people inside, just enough to notice. I sank my head into my outreached palm. Thank God, I murmured. How far is the bus terminal? I can see the lights. It's just up ahead. God, I was so scared. I really thought he was going to kill... ... Gracie? Gracie. Baby, please talk to me. Dad. It was the way that she spoke the innocuous little word, one that usually filled me with the warmth that plunged me into an icy fear. He's looking at me from behind an alley. I don't know how he's here. I ran 2 blocks. His neck bent over his shoulders, almost upside down, like it's broken or something. This was followed by a sense of crunching movement, and my daughter's stifled, half-sobbing gasp. It was then that she said something that will haunt me to my dying day. Dad, it's not a coat. It's a mouth. It was the only coherent sentence I heard before it was swallowed up by her gargled screams intermixed with low growls, not unlike a dog, slapping and wet, tearing sounds like a sharpened knife carving through raw meat. The cacophony subsided into barely audible breaths, before a deeper voice rumbled into my ears. Good, it croaked out between wet mouthfuls. So good. The words were swallowed up by a fit of screeching crackles and babbling, reaching a ringing pitch far beyond what any human was capable of. Then the line went dead. I sat there in silence, my throat red, raw from screaming my daughter's name into the receiver, and the phone threatening to clatter on the floor with how much my hands were shaking before my fingers finally fumbled to call 911. I'm still not sure how I managed to explain what just happened in such a state where I could barely comprehend it. The police tracked the signal to outside the same coffee shop she'd stop at. They found her phone shattered amidst the garbage. Her call history revealed she'd tried to call the police 3 times. There was no trace of my daughter or the man who'd followed her that night, aside from the wet, clumped strands of her long, dark hair. Forensic tested it and found it to be saliva from some indeterminable source. Gracie became just another missing person, a statistic, her smiling photograph forever frozen in time and plastered across walls with her general information and a bold phone number beneath, waiting for a tip that never came. Despite her case still being officially open, her disappearance was soon hushed to become the stuff of urban legend and rumor. Every word of that phone call is still burned into my memory. I live every day with my own reply still ghosting on my lips, tinged with the regret and wondering what I could have done to stop it. I still leave the porch lights out of dimming hope that one day she might come home. But deep down, I know that will never happen outside my own imagination. Just thinking about it tears into my very soul, but I have to accept it. My little girl is gone. If you're out on the streets at night, I advise you to be aware of your surroundings. Take a friend or 2 with you, and above all, don't go alone. There's something out there, and it's hungry. Dun, 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 dun. It wasn't that scary.
It's creepy.
It was just creepy and weird. It wasn't as scary as I was hoping. So I have to up my game a little bit. I enjoyed that though. I gotta admit, it was fun. I kind of want to do more of these. I want to look for more like ghosts, paranormal.
Yes.
It entertains me. I'm a believer, but I'm not a believer. I'm one of those, I'll believe it when I see it, and I haven't really seen enough to believe it. So it's one of those things. But no, if you guys want me to do more, let me know. If you want us to do more, you know, a little rain with a not a care in the world.
Hey.
We can do more of this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know if you want us to do more. Like I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You know, all my social media is in the description if you want to follow that. I'm not very active on them, but hey, if you want to. You know.
If you have any ideas for videos you would like to see, or have any suggestions for stories that we can read, maybe we can do.
Send us some things.
Yes. Maybe if
send us some stories.
We find really good stories, maybe we'll create some costumes. Get, you know, like some sheets as ghosts. I don't know, something crazy.
I'm totally down to read y'all's ghost stories if you got any. So please send them my way, because that would be fun.
Or if you guys write stories and you want us to read them or whatever, send them our way. We'll do it.
Go to one of my social medias and just DM me. And we'll read them.
Anonymously, if you want us to mention you, just let us know all the details.
Let me know. I do want to thank, I have been really watching Loie Lane and Haley Reese the past like 3 days, like consecutively, all day at work. They have been keeping me company. So thank you. You probably never see this, but thank you, ladies. You guys are my inspiration for this video. If you like this paranormal kind of things, I definitely suggest watching their videos. They go on like ghost hunts, they use spirit boxes to speak to spirits, and it's really entertaining. So I definitely suggest looking at them. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, come be awkward with me in my next video. Bye!
Toodaloo! We were working on time travel. That's it. The clock read noon when they disappeared, and 12:01 when they reappeared back in the transportation chamber. My first thought was that I was in outer space.